No matter how angry you are, no matter how pissed you are over a situation, over whatever it is, don't be very quick to make judgments. Don't be very quick to pass verdicts, because most times the impact of what you say of the verdict is more than the impact of what actually happened. Reading is actually very interesting, and it's more interesting when we do it together. So on today's video, we are continuing a review on this book. Yes, hello everybody, welcome again to my YouTube channel. And if you're new to my channel, you're welcome. If you're a returning viewer, I love you. And if you've not subscribed, please go and subscribe, go and subscribe, go and subscribe, go and subscribe. Did I say that like 5 times? I'm sure I did. Go and subscribe. I believe you've done that. Let's ride on. Welcome back. Like I said, we are continuing on the review of this book, The Incense, where we read together and then we review together. We already started, so if this is your first time seeing my video, please check the previous videos I've uploaded. You'll find it. I think you will need that part to flow with this part. So Precious walked in singing. She quickly dropped her bag on the bed and walked towards Sharon. Hey, what's up? What are you doing? She asked, trying to get her to talk, seeing that she was lost and didn't notice her presence. Precious, Sharon called out angrily. Can't you see that I'm working on something? She hissed before she continued. Before today, I already told you about this presentation and how much I needed to prepare. I remember warning you not to distract me. Now, here you are. Sharon responded, expressing her displeasure. She hates it when anyone distracts her, because it takes so much to put her mind to whatever it is again. I'm sorry, dear, but you should have at least greeted me. Even a wave would do. I needed to be sure you weren't hypnotized, because you were too engrossed and couldn't even throw a glance at me. Already priest, she hissed. Get away, you and your expensive jokes. I've warned you to monetize this thing. Stop wasting resources when you can get paid for it, Sharon said, as she stood almost immediately and left the room. Sharon and Precious were friends that graduated as roommates. They were so fond of themselves that many people assumed them to be siblings. Precious was a biochemistry student, while Sharon was a home economy student. They were both students of Michael Okpara University of Agriculture. I seem to be alumni. Helen and Kingsley stayed back to figure out the possible means to remedy the situation on ground. This is a throwback of last week's episode. They were the two people on whom the mantle rested. Helen spoke up after a long silence. Sir, what are we going to do about the situation that Pastor has taken? It doesn't sit well with my spirit. I doubt all the sheep were loyal to David, and if he had treated them this way, I'm very sure he wouldn't have made it to the palace. Where's the place of patience and perseverance? She spoke out of pain, expressing her emotions. She scarcely sighed. Honestly, he did. Honestly, I don't know what to say. You saw me trying to make him see reasons not to chase them away, but he said God can work with many and God can work with a few. Let's hope this is just a temporary verdict. He brought his hand to his chin, absently stroking his skin. You know he's given to anger. Let's hope he would resolve the remorseful ones. Kingsley replied hesitantly, as he didn't know a better way to respond. Helen took a deep, long breath, trying to steady herself. I praise him. I know how difficult it is working with other executives. Now I cannot imagine doing the work of a fellow Bible study coordinator, evangelism, and even sanitation on top secretary work while I just managed to. It's not possible. It will not work. The work of God will suffer. The body will suffer. That is the church. My body itself will also suffer, Helen lamented, being very sincere and open. Helen, as I pointed out earlier, let us trust God. that this decision is not final, because the workload and the pressure are going to be overwhelming. It's going to tell on everyone, him inclusive. So Kingsley pointed at seeing Helen's view too. Her expression was a mix of anger and sadness. I pray so. Because I will resign. This is God's work. Doesn't mean I should start serving. I would rather resign than suffer. I not come church to suffer. She lamented bitterly. Kingsley was already getting irritated. Helen, is enough. Other than crying and lamenting, why don't we seek a better way out? So what do you think we should do? Helen asked her hands at Kimbo. I don't know. You're the secretary. You should know better. You are close to the pastor, Kingsley said, returning the baton to her. She seemed perplexed. What do you mean by that? I not his assistant. You are closer to him and you should know better, Helen replied. Helen, he chuckled. You and I know the truth. You are a lady, and ladies usually have their way to the heart of a man. It's your superpower. Put it to work. Pretending not to understand him, she carried her bag and her secretary's book. I beg, I need to run along. Since the meeting was cancelled, I have a few things to catch up with. Me too, I have other things to attend to. You know what? Let's go together, Kingsley said as he picked up his Bible and jotter and left. So that's the end of the reading, and that's the end of chapter 1. And chapter 1, we mentioned 5 characters. We have Joshua, the pastor, we have Kingsley, his assistant, we have Helen, the secretary, then we have Sharon and Precious, the roommates. Now this story opened up with the conflict, what I call it, a problem happening in church, and then 2 friends lamenting over their own problem. You know how yes issues can be. Yeah, so that is on that. And then lessons to share. Well, okay, one lesson I can pick from this is that no matter how angry you are, no matter how pissed you are over a situation, over whatever it is, don't be very quick to make judgments. Don't be very quick to pass verdicts, because most times the impact of what you say, of the verdict, is more than the impact of what actually happened. So leaders, people in authority, pastors, as much as we subordinates are not being very active in followership, we're not being active in leadership, we're not being active in obedience, we are slack and all, please be patient with us. Like Helen said, if David took the sheep he was meant to handle the same way, I'm not sure he would have raised the palace, because you cannot tell me those sheep they're all obedient. I think there's always 1 or 2 that is always stubborn. That's, you see these cows they're carrying our school here, there's always one wanting to go astray, but he always goes for that one going astray. I think that's enough for today. So thank you so much for staying through. Thank you for listening. I believe you got value. See you in my next video. Bye.